Hey Flosstube, it's me, Lauren, and I'm back for another episode of Curly Q Stitches. This is my cross stitch channel where I talk about all things cross stitch, and I also talk sometimes about books and old Hollywood. Today is Wednesday, November 26th. It's the day before Thanksgiving, but if you're not in America and you're watching this, then it's just going to be the day before Thursday. I hope you all are doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Actually, you've been coming back for a year now because this is my 1-year anniversary of Flosstube. I cannot believe that I've been doing this for a year. When I first started this, I think maybe I would probably do like a couple episodes. I did not imagine a year later sitting here doing this, but thank you all for all your supportive comments, your kind words of encouragement, and all your likes and subscribes, and I really appreciate it a ton. And it's been a lot of fun, getting to meet new people, even though technically I'm not meeting you, but you know what I mean. And since this is my 1-year anniversary of Flosstube, I thought I'd go ahead and just turn this into a year-end WIP parade, and just kind of show everything that I've been working on this whole entire year. Spoiler or full disclosure, I have no clue how many WIPs I have. I think I might be like 35, 36. I'm going to try to count as I go. So if I miscount, please let me know, because I would like to know how many I actually am working on. There will be some guilt felt by me during this of projects that I've probably forgotten about or have not nearly worked on enough that I should have. So hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. So go ahead, get something to drink, sit back, grab your cross stitch, and let's just dive right in. Oh, and before I do, I want to tell you, at the very end of this episode, I also want to show you an old Hollywood Lucille Ball book that I got. I don't know why I said old Hollywood. But anyways, it's Lucille Ball. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you the book. I've been waiting forever for it to come out. So stick around if you're interested in that. And I'm also going to show, before the book, I'm going to show some recent haul that I got. So go ahead, let's get started. So part of I know I said I'm going to do a WIP parade. I'm also going to show a couple new starts that I've been working on, because they're technically WIPs now too. So the first thing that I've been working on, and I really had hoped that I would have this done by now, but it's probably going to be more done this weekend, is the Stand Up for Santa, the Jingle Ball class that I'm doing by Hands-On Design. I talked a little bit last Flosstube about this. I was very nervous because this would be my first time stitching on linen. So it's 20 count linen. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, that'll be a good, beginner way into linen. This is what he looks like. He should look like. And then that's what he's going to look like. So Jingle Ball class is going to be how to finish him into this stand-up. And right now we're just stitching him as the pre-stitching. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Like I said, this is my first time stitching on linen. So I had to, I'm not kidding you, during the, I was watching a Hands-On Design Flosstube and she was showing this. And so I held mine up to the TV to make sure I was doing it right, because I wasn't sure. But here it is, what I have so far. So I just have to fill in the white, then do the beard, then do his head, and then do the rest of his feet. But that's what I've been doing so far. Stitching on linen is interesting. I mean, I like it. It took me a minute to get used to the over two. And it also took me, what I kind of started to learn was, oh, I can use like the stitches on, you know, above rows and bottom rows as a guidepost to make sure that I was doing it right. But if you mess up on a stitch and then you keep using it as a guidepost, you're going to mess up on other stitches, which is why I had to rip out a few, because I thought I could fudge it and I was like, no, it's not going to work. So, will I keep stitching on linen? Yes. Am I going to abandon all the Aida that I have right now and just go straight to linen? No. If I see, you know, something, a really pretty project that I know, oh, you know, this would look really, really good on linen, because it'll look like it's painting almost, then I might do linen for that. I will definitely need a magnifier glass, because my eyes could not do 32. Luckily I don't need a magnifier for 20. But yeah, that's my adventures of stitching on linen. Next up that I have, I started this Little House Needleworks Kringles. I started that with Leonie from Cozy X Stitch. And we're doing this together. She's starting in the bottom right corner, and I started in the top left. Let me get it out here. So I am doing mine on 18 count cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim. I know last Flosstube I wasn't sure which one I wanted to stitch it on, which fabric. Eventually I did settle on that. I did not bring up any of my pins to use on my board. Oh well, I'm just gonna hold it up. That's fine. So, I don't know if I was brave or if I was just stupid, but I decided to do the first row of snow all on its own. And that's 165 stitches. And I'm assuming I got it. I kept counting so many times. I stopped and I recounted. I think I did it right. But to be on the safe side, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to break the rest of the roof up into pieces. So then that way, when I get over to the far right, then I'll know if I'm wrong or not. And I did leave thread on the end of the first row of the roof. So that way I don't think I have to pull out too much. But yeah, that's what I have so far. Really tiny start. This roof is going to take forever. And I got a little PTSD from the roof on Winter Moon. It's okay. I'll survive. But that's what I have so far. I can't wait to get to the shop windows where all like the toys are and stuff. That'll be so much fun. That's what I think I'm looking forward to the most. I can't color substitution. It used for the snow, it called for eggshell. And I tried eggshell, and it wasn't really showing up on this fabric. So I switched out. I'm using Snowball by Classic Colorworks. It uses six snowballs or 6 eggshells, and it uses 5 black coffees. I'm like, I don't know where we're going to fit in. Sorry for the glare. I'm like, I don't know where we're going to fit in, use all this black. But oh well. It's okay. And then I have another new start that I want to show you. So Steph from Wild Fox Stitchery, she started for her birthday month the first Fancy Lady South. And I went ahead and decided to start the Marabella. Is it Pretty to, yeah, Pretty to Think So. I always get this title messed up in my head. It's Pretty to Think So. This is my very first Marabella I've ever done. I can't remember if I held this up or not. Hold on. There we go. So I am doing this on 16 count Wild Bouquet by Stitch Me. I'm really just showing off the fabric here because I don't have a lot on. But here it is. Here's what I have so far. You can't even tell what it really is. I think these are branches and there's going to be flowers here. But look at this fabric. Try it back up a little. And this is only like 7.5 by 7.5. So it's only going to really be using like to here. So this yellow is not really going to be in it. But this fabric, Wild Bouquet, 16 count by Stitch Me. I just love the colors. It's purple, blue, green, yellow. Originally, I was going to do this on Carnival Cruise by Seraphim. But when I saw the Wild Bouquet, I was like, that's going to be perfect for it. So I went ahead and I got that. I think, you know, especially during the winter time, this will be a fun stitch because, you know, the bright colors, when it's so gray outside and yucky out, it'll just be fun to work on. So I'm going to be very slow with it, but I'll get it done. And that is all the new starts I have right now. So now that was, well, can we really not, let's not count the jingle balls as part of my WIP, since that's like a bonus project. So let's say we're at 2. Let's just say right here, we're at 2 WIPs. Let's just dive right in. I have no rhyme or reason for what I'm going to show you guys, but let's just start. This was my birthday start that I started. Wait till you see my progress on it. I started this a few months ago, and I talked about this in a Flosstube a while ago. And I just, you know, raved about how much I love New York. And I never, okay, so when I say New York, I mean New York City. I've never been to New York City. I've been to Jamestown, New York, because that's where Lucille Ball is from, and that's where the Lucy Desi Museum is. And I've been to, I can't think of what town it is in New York right now, but it's Martin Van Buren's house, the 8th president. I've been to his house in New York. So I've never been to New York City. So that's what I mean when I say New York. But I wanted to go ahead and start this call by Cottage Garden. Is it Cottage? No, Country Cottage Needleworks. It's called an afternoon in New York. And, you know, I thought, you know, it'd be perfect birthday start for me because I just, you know, always want to go to New York City. And so it would just make sense to start this. So I'm doing this on 18 count Use Ear, EWE, Use Ear by Seraphim. You're gonna laugh at me. Okay, this is my progress on it. Clouds. I have 2 clouds. That's all I have. It's not even worth putting up on the board. Look, I'll show off the fabric. That's what I'll do. So it's this pinky twilight type color fabric with kind of like little dark gray shades in it. It's not picking up very well on here, but it's a lot prettier. Let's see if that picks up. I don't know. It's a lot prettier than what you're seeing here. But yeah, I don't know why I just have not worked on it. I honestly have no clue. I don't know if it's just I've been working on the From Velvet to Linen so much, trying to get that done. And it's just kind of slipped my way. But I really do love it, and I really would like to get it done. And so hopefully I can get it done. When I was working on the clouds, at least, that was a really quick stitch. And I know it's clouds. Duh. That's why it's a quick stitch. But when I was looking at the rest of the pattern, it all seemed like a quick stitch to me, really. You know, it's all blocks of color. A lot of the buildings are all the same colors, you know, and together. So there's not a lot of like confetti stitching. So hopefully I will get that. Okay, so that's 3. And you guys, I had to think for a second if that was 3. So if I'm on 3 and I'm already wondering about if I'm losing count, we're in trouble. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's do this one next. This is 4. This is In the Library by Mojo Stitches. And I am doing this on 18 count Parliament by Forbidden Fiber. I am doing this with 2 strands. On the model, it was stitched with 1 strand to give it a more vintage look. But I'm doing 2 strands, all the called for colors with Cottage Garden threads. I have not worked on this in a very long time. And I really would like to bring this back out again and work on it. I really liked working on it when it was like rainy days. It was just really nice. So maybe, hopefully, I can start working on that again soon. Let's go ahead and do Blueberry J by Jet X Stitch. And this is a really fun stitch. I'm doing this as part of the Fruity Bird Sal. So if you're stitching Cherry Magpie or Blueberry J, use the hashtag Fruity Bird Sal because we'd love to see what everyone's working on. But it's just been really, really fun seeing everyone's progress. And I am doing this on 18 count Seafoam by Barefoot Needle Arts. That's what I have so far. I'm starting the blueberry. I'm excited to start the blueberry. But I just love like the geometry and the, you know, the pattern and the design. It's just so pretty. I'm using all the call for colors on this one too. So that one would be number 5. So this one is a Hands Across the Sea. It's Katarina's Garden Sampler. And it was an exclusive with a Hobby House. So here's the chart. And this is what I have so far. So like the border, I just love the border in this so much. It's just really fun. And this is using all the called for soie. And I'm doing this on the called for fabric, which is 18 count Salt Ash by Cedar River Linen. Yep, that's who I thought it was, but I didn't want to mess up. So it's Cedar River Linen. And I was thinking when I started this earlier in the year that I would have this done by the year, but obviously that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's just the problem when you start so many projects, you can't stitch all of them at once. So I really did this to myself. And then, did I tell you guilt would come in? Here's the guilt. So next up, this is the one that I was going to piece together 3 different charts and use my own color conversion. So what I'll do is first I'll show you what I was piecing together. Okay. It's going to do Twilight Moon by Tiny Modernist. Then I was going to do, in the middle, PK Moth, but to me it looks like a butterfly, by Kathy Barrick. And then here I was going to do Tiny Modernist Harvest Moon. So it was going to be basically this on the left, this in the middle, this on the right. And I only have a little bit that I've done on this. But I did, these are the colors that I chose. I was going to use the same colors all throughout. So it's a mixture of Classic Colorworks, Roxy Floss Co., and Cottage Garden Threads. I was using Mother of Pearl Roxy, Cottage Garden Threads Muse, Classic Colorworks Fleur de Lilac, another Roxy called Just Peachy, Blushing Beauty by Classic Colorworks. It'd probably be helpful if I show you them while I'm reading them off. Slate by Roxy, and then Afternoon Tea by Roxy. And I am doing this on Twilight by Stitch Me, 18 count. And all I have really is the moon, a little bit of the Twilight Moon, and the border that I've started. Okay, here it is. This is what I have so far. And I'm using Mother of Pearl for the moon. And then Slate on the border. And then the stars as well are Mother of Pearl. But that is Twilight Stitch Me. The color of the fabric gets crazier as it goes. So I'm going to try to use, it won't go very far into the super crazy colors. So now let's show you my velvet to linen. I am doing a total color conversion on it. If you follow me on Instagram, it's the same handle, Curly Q Stitches. All my velvet to linen posts contain the colors that I'm using. Let's see. And so here's the chart for From Velvet to Linen. And here is my progress so far. So if you've been following along, you're probably going to think something looks different. And that would be because I frogged out all of the pink, the seashell that I used in between the vase here, and I changed it back to Blue Moon. it was bugging me way too much that the pink was matching in with the fabric. And I know I said I wouldn't frog it, and I did. And I didn't have a threader to like frog out, so I was using my needle. So I broke 2 needles trying to frog it all out. But I'm really happy with putting in Blue Moon instead. The bottom was going to be the same color as here, the Atlantic. When I pulled this out, I couldn't remember if I used Atlantic or not. I looked at Frosted Sage and it looked almost identical to Atlantic to me. I've even put up the thread over here. So I started using it and I realized that's a different color here. So I'm using Frosted Sage by Classic Colorworks in the bottom. I like how it looks. I know I always say this, I'm not going to frog it out. I'm not going to frog it out. I'm going to keep it. But this is what my progress is so far. See? Okay. Moving on to number 9. Maybe I don't have 35 whips. I'll feel a lot better if I don't. This one might be the Modern Folk. Yes, this is the Modern Folk embroidery, Reaching Skyward. This one I'm going to be like 85 years old when it's done. It has like over 50,000 stitches. See, it's a big one. See? So I am doing this on 18 count Kuzanite by Fiber on a Whim. It's on a fat half. This is going to take a second. All I have right now is started in the center. So all I have right now is in the center. And I was doing classic Cottage Garden threads, sorry. I was doing Cottage Garden threads. This is what I have so far. I was using Delilah, and I've checked to see what the other one I'm using. This one down here is Bird's Eye. I went ahead and did that heart down there, and I had to fudge it a little bit because what happened was a bug landed on my cross stitch and it left a little mark. So I was like, I don't want to keep looking at this. So I tried to stitch over it, and in order to stitch over it, I had to fudge it a little. So I kind of just did my own little heart there. So the main circle is allium. Allium or allium? Allium. I don't know. This is the main circle. And then that lighter pink is Delilah. Okay, so this one is Teresa Kogut Floral Folk Art. And I have the chart here. I just gotta get it out. Here you go. Here's the chart. Actually, it's Folk Art Garden. I don't know why in my head I call this Floral Folk Art. It's Folk Art Garden. I think that came out in Nashville Market this year. I don't have a lot of progress on this one either. I'm doing this on 18 count Dolomite. Oh, From Velvet to Linen. I'm doing that on 18 count Horseshoe Bay by Barefoot Needle Art. So on this Teresa Kogut, I'm doing it on 18 count Dolomite, like I said. The model is stitched on black. So if the areas that have black, for example, like the bees, if you don't stitch on black, you have to stitch it with a different black floss. So I'm using Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks. But this is so wrinkled, I'm sorry. This is what I have, just very tiny. I'm using all the called for colors except for adding in the Black Coffee. But Dolomite was one of those fabrics that I was really surprised by. Because when I saw it, I didn't know if it would really be my color scheme. But when I saw it, it just looked really, 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 really pretty. This might be my, so then Teresa would be 9, then this would be 10. Okay. This is my Reflet de Soie, Reflet de, Soie. Soy? Reflet de Soie. La Marquois de Marie-Louise. And I just have a little bit of progress on that. See, that's the one thing I don't like about the fat halves, is it takes 12,000 years to undo it. Here we go. And I'm using all the called for soie alger. And this is on 18 count Cherub by Picture This Plus. I really like Picture This Plus. They have really pretty colors. Well, if you're still sticking around with me during this very long video, I very much appreciate it. I think we're almost done. Not almost, but I think we've passed the half mark, hopefully. I don't know. This is Frosted Pumpkin Under the Sea. It's on 14 count Picture This Plus. I'm not sure. This came in a kit, so I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but I started this forever ago. And I did do a color substitution, so the turtles, I used Classic Colorworks Bambino. They originally were like a gold yellow, and I just didn't want to do that for the turtles. So I switched that out. But I should get that back out and work on it again. I might be about halfway done with it, maybe. That fabric is really soft. I want to say it's Glacier. Picture This Plus. I'm not totally sure. Does that say? I don't know if it says. No, it is Nessie by Picture This Plus. Yes, Nessie. Okay, so then Teresa was 10, so Frosted was 11. Okay. Okay, so here's 12. I think we're going to end up at like 20 whips. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad. Okay, so 20 is Flowers of Quaker. No, 12. 12 is Flowers of Quaker by Rosewood Manor. Here, I didn't hold that up very long. I am doing this on 18 count Glacier by Picture This Plus. Again, another fat half. And I am doing this using all the called for Valdani threads. I gotta remember what way is up. I'm just not gonna waste the board on this. So that's what I have so far. And I love this. I don't know why it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Just the colors, I think. It's like something you would find in like the Red Queen's garden or something. I don't know. So I haven't stitched that in a while, but that was really fun. It's a lot of confetti stitching. That's probably why I haven't stitched it in a while, but I need to get that out again. Number 13, what are you? Oh, okay. This is Summer's Day by Jodex Stitch. This was an exclusive. I think, was it the Spring Mingle? No. It was one of the Lindy Stitches retreats. The summer one, which I can't remember what it was called. That was the exclusive. So I am doing this on 18 Count Violet Fizz by Atomic Ranch. That's one thing that's changed. When I started Flosstube, I feel like every fabric I showed a project on was Atomic Ranch. And it's like I have all these different fabrics now that I like to use. There you go. Okay. And that'll be a good one to keep stitching on through winter as well, because it'll be bright and colorful. Okay, so then this is 14. Okay. Okay, I know what this one is. This is Ducks in the Orchard. And I think I'm doing this on 18 Count Nessie by Picture This Plus. Here's the pattern. And that is by A Gardener's Needle. I have very little progress on this one. I started this when, I think it came out during Nashville Market, and I started it. All I have is the border. Which is a shame because I really like it and I really want to keep doing it. I got caught up in other projects. So I know what I really want to do next year. My goal is to finish more. I've only completed 3 projects this year out of how many I started. So I don't know. We'll see if that even happens. I say things that I want to do, but it doesn't happen. Okay, I think this is 15. This is The Queen Bee by Tiny Modernist. I'm doing this on 18 Count Carnival Cruise by Seraphim. And I changed up some things. I changed up her dress, her hair. I did end up using I think it's called Sweet Violets for the middle part of the dress, which I'm really happy I did. So I want to get this out and stitch this more. This is either 15 or 16. I can't remember now. We'll say 16. So I don't... This is from Counting Puddles, Birds and Blooms. It was during the Spring Mingle exclusive for Lindy Stitches. I am doing this on a 14 count fabric flare, which I will have to post the name below because I can't remember. This is what I have. There's a little thread. I like the colors in Counting Puddles. She uses really pretty colors, and I love how she does like different shapes and textures with the different stitches. Okay, this one right here is the blue flower, the color of winter. I am doing this on 18 count. I forget. I will need to put it below because it's been a really long time since I last worked on this. I think what I did was I said, I think I'll put this away and then work on it once winter comes again. And here we are. Winter is here, basically. So I will keep working on that. Now, this is all I have in my bin here, which is not making sense because I am also working on Secret Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. I just don't know where the bag is. I'm working on Jessie Challoner, doing the muted version by Hands Across the Sea. Again, I don't know where the bag is. I had started Midnight Watch. Not positive where the bag is. So that's like what, 19? This one's Goody Grimrod. We'll call this one 20. I've lost count. Let's see. I haven't worked on this since last time. I've still put it in, wait, is that upside down? There you go. Sorry. I haven't worked on this since last time. I'm still a little bitter over having to frog all that out and replace it. If you didn't see the last video, I realized I had used like all the wrong color for this darker part of the moon right here. So it's been sitting in timeout for a while. But I do love working on the houses. Plum Street has some of the best houses. So can't wait to start getting to that house. Okay. This one here, we'll call this 21. Percy Penguin by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I did get to work on it a little bit more. It's really adorable. And I did do color substitution, so for the stars on him, I'm using Romance by Weeks Dye Works. And for the hat, I am using Peacoat. I got a little bit more done. But I just think he's so cute. And the haul that I got is a couple new Quaint Rose Needle Arts patterns that I can't wait to show you. So I'm going to show you in a couple minutes because we are almost done. I have just one more that I want to show you. And I know I was doing hands-on design Halloween one. That's like number 22. I don't have it here with me though, it looks like. Okay, Winter Moon. Let's see, where did the chart go? Here's Winter Moon. By Plum Street. And I am doing this on 18 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. And, okay, please ignore the stray thread. As you can see, I've been working on the tree. But here it is. And since you last saw, I got another of the chimney in, started working on the tree. And I know I said I was hoping to have this done by November. Obviously not going to happen, but I just really like it. I love the bricks in it. It's so much fun. So I've been working on this the last few days, actually. It's just really mindless, kind of, when you get into like some of the trees. And it's just a really nice way to relax. Okay, so this is my longest floss tube to date. Let's go ahead. I'm going to show you. That's all I have. But like I said, there's at least 3 or 4 more just floating out there. So I don't know where they are. Maybe subconsciously my cross stitch projects are trying to hide from me because they're like, you need to work on other stuff. I don't know. So let me go ahead and get my haul, and then I will also get the book I want to show you. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have a few things that I want to show you for haul. So I got Vixen Mitko by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Isn't that cute? And I got also by Quaint Rose Jolly Old Fellow. It reminds me of the Percy Penguin a little bit, just a little. I think they would be cute side by side. Not stitched together, obviously that would be too much, but just like together. And last but not least, I have discovered the Homespun Needlework group on Facebook, which means I was able to get The Scarecrow Lane by Teresa Kogut. It's so pretty. I have not started this, but I can't wait to start it. I think I probably want to finish Floral Folk Art first. Folk Art Garden, that's what it's called. Folk Art Garden first before I start this. Okay. And that is all I have for cross stitch. Before I go to my book, I just want to say I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, I want to say thank you again for just being there in my cross stitch ventures. And thank you again for making it a really great first year of Flosstube. So thank you, everyone. And I probably won't be back till after the holidays. So if I don't see you again, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go to my book. You ready for this? Lucy and Desi, the Love Letters. It's the collection of their letters. I think it's like 50 letters that they wrote to each other, mostly during the war years, the early 1940s, when he was in the army and she was still, she was doing movies. It's so cool just seeing them and reading them. It's just really, really neat. It's, I think I said 50 letters. You really get to like, and what's really cool is too, they also show the actual letter next to the typed version of it. So you can see their handwriting, you get to see all of it. It's just really neat, and you get like another glimpse into who they were as people, and their thoughts. And yes, I do feel a little guilty reading letters that they thought no one else would read, but I got over that guilt quickly because it's Lucy, and I just love reading about her, and anything she does. I love Lucy. So if you are interested, you should definitely check this out. It is the best book in the world, and it is so cool. So that's all I have for today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you later. And if you have snow coming your way, I hope it's not a lot of snow. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.